Commission meeting for Wednesday, June 14th, 2023. To order, you will rise and join me in the invocation of pledge, please. This is a prayer of illumination. Loving God, who speaks to us through your scriptures and in the collective wisdom of your people throughout the ages, help us to hear anew what you would speak to us this day. For your word is always fresh, a message of life and hope in the world that needs to know and heed your will. Through Christ the living word and your spirit of illumination, who with you is the truth that sets us free. Amen. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, and justice.
Anyone sign up? Is there anyone on Zoom that wishes to speak publicly? Anyone on Zoom wish to speak publicly? Here, number one. Number two, consent agenda.
Move to approve.
Move to approve consent agenda. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Payroll change notices number 3A through D.
Move to approve payroll change notices A, B.
Motion to approve number 3 payroll change notices A, B, C, and D. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? None, motion carried. For number 4, there is nothing. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Number 5, requisitions, purchase orders, invoices A, B, and C.
Move to approve A, B, and C.
Motion to approve A, B, and C under requisitions. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? None, motion carries. Number 6, it appears we just have exonerations under A.
Move to approve exonerations.
Motion to approve exonerations. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Number 7, consideration of approval of a project fund requisition for the payment of costs associated with the project to be financed from proceeds of the Series 2019 bonds issued for Charles Point Economic Opportunity District Series 2021 A and B Development District number 3, White Oaks Project number 2, and Series 2008A, Charles Point Project number 2, Northland Bay Improvements. There is one. What's the pleasure?
Move to approve.
Motion to approve number 7. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Number 8, review, discuss, consider GSA update, potential executive session pursuant to 6 of today. 6(9)(a)(4)(d)(9) to consider matters involving or affecting the purchase, sale, or lease of property, advanced construction planning, the investment of public funds, or other matters involving commercial competition which, if made public, might adversely affect the financial or other interests of the county. Is there anything that you want to take up today?
Susan, can we discuss the GSA along number 10 in executive session later on?
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Okay.
And there's nothing under number 9.
Correct.
We will move 8 and 10 for later, nothing under 9. One more minute. Number 11, review, discuss, consider budget revisions.
Yeah, general fund, budget revisions. There's one that will have to go in front of the auditor's office. It's taken money from the refunds and reimbursement line item for revenue received and put it into the sheriff law enforcement home confinement. That covers the overtime details that they do in those lines. And then there's some other internal budget revisions, and this is just to make sure that all the line items are in a positive, since we are coming to the end of the fiscal year, and we need to make sure that we have no negatives throughout the budget.
The revisions are due by tomorrow, right?
The ones to the auditor's office are due tomorrow, yes. So this is the last one for this fiscal year.
I have a question.
Okay. What's the pleasure on number 11? Motion to approve number 11. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Okay, I have 9:05, and at 9:05. But you want to wait till we do the last one? Okay, are you in a hurry to get out of here today?
Yeah, I got a meeting.
Not really. Number two, for now anyways, number 12, review, discuss, consider budget revision for vital services, 027.
Madam President, again, this is the budget revisions for vital services. Now, you can notice that I had to take money from unencumbered funds from fiscal year 22 and fiscal year ending 21 to put it in courthouse security to cover those negative line items. Everything else is in line transfers though for those budgets.
But the sports security, we're gonna have to look at that at some point in time,
We are.
as well as the other one, the overtime
For home combined. Yes, ma'am.
and law enforcement. There's some law enforcement,
There was some more.
which is the extra detail.
Extra
We're paying
detail.
taxes on.
Correct. We still need to look at that because the county commission right now is paying the FICA taxes and everything else. So we're eating those costs.
Okay, what's the pleasure on number 12?
Move to approve.
Motion to approve number 12. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Okay, it's 9:06. We have a proclamation to present West Virginia Alzheimer's and Dementia Awareness Day. Rofield. You all know about it. We are getting. You can feel right here. I might go try to find the proclamation. Oh, there it is. Write it in. It's over.
So we're at here.
Yeah.
We get in the middle.
Oh, okay.
Filter them around. Right there we go. Make your banana.
Make our banana, that's right.
You wanna hold that while I read?
Oh, okay. All right.
Whereas 1 in 3 senior citizens who dies each year has Alzheimer's or another dementia. Whereas over 6 million Americans are living with Alzheimer's and as many as 14 million Americans will have the disease by 2050. Whereas while 39,000 West Virginians aged 65 and older have had an Alzheimer's or dementia-related diagnosis, this number is expected to increase by 12.85% to 44,000 by 2025. Whereas while the cost of caring for those with Alzheimer's and other dementias is estimated to total $321 billion in the United States, this is expected to increase to 1.1 trillion by 2050. Whereas every 65 seconds, someone develops Alzheimer's in the United States, where it is the 6th leading cause of death. Whereas deaths from Alzheimer's disease have increased 145% between 2019 and 2020. Whereas there are more than 11 million Americans providing 16 million hours of unpaid care for people with Alzheimer's or other dementias, valued at nearly $272 billion. And whereas in West Virginia, 72,000 unpaid caregivers care for someone with Alzheimer's or other dementias, providing 135 million, I think that's an hour zeros with their hours of unpaid care valued at 1.8 billion each year. Now therefore, be it resolved that we, the Harrison County Commissioners, do hereby proclaim June 14th, 2023 as West Virginia Alzheimer's and Dementia Awareness Day in Harrison County, West Virginia, and encourage all citizens to join us in this observance. In witness whereof we have hereunto cause the seal of the Harrison County Commission to be affixed. Done at the Harrison County Courthouse, Spartanburg, West Virginia, this 14th day of June in the year of 2023. And I know probably everyone in this room has been affected by dementia in some way.
Thank you. First, we'd like to say thank you for this. We have 39,000, you heard that number, of our seniors in West Virginia, 65 and older, have been diagnosed with some form of dementia. And of course, you heard that big number, then it takes 80,000 almost just to be caregivers for those individuals. So there's a lot of, I just want to say there's a lot of pain out there. When we walk for those 39,000. And that's why we raise money every year to find a cure. And Ryan said it a little bit earlier that he'd like to shake the hand of the first person who is cured of Alzheimer's. And that's what our goal is. And that's what we work toward. I've got Betty Waddy is here from, she co-chairs the walk with me, and we're going to be on October 22 this year. We have, tell your name.
Marie Battles.
Marie Battle, she's new to our committee, excuse me, Marie, and Sharon Covert, who is
Second director of the association.
for the West Virginia chapter.
Yes.
And we have Beth Fitzgerald, you all know, director of the Harrison County Senior Center. And I gotta tell you, our team from Harrison County Senior Center, and Susan will tell you, we got a robust team. We might be seniors, but I'll tell you, they are happy to be there. And the thing about the walk day is you get to share a story. And you are.
I'm Ryan Kennedy. I'm the advocacy chair for the local walk here. And I'm just gonna throw this out there real quick. We have now entered the era of treatment. There are now FDA approved treatments out there that slow the progression of the disease, which was never true until just months ago. However, this is the call to action. Medicare so far is refusing to cover it. So right now, those treatments are only available to those with very significant financial needs. And so we're encouraging people to contact the President of the United States, the Secretary of Health and Human Services, and CMS, which runs Medicare, to encourage them to change this policy so that everybody can have access to these life-changing drugs. And if you go to alz.org, there are form letters and emails there that you can send to advocate for that.
Now you know why he's advocacy chair. This lovely lady, tell them who you are.
Christina Beck, I'm the Senior Walk Manager for the Alzheimer's Association. I have amazing volunteers, as you can see, and wonderful sponsors of our event. So we always need help. If you have a brain, you're at risk. So if you're willing to volunteer for the association, we would love to have each and every one of you. So thank you.
And we couldn't do it without this lady here. She's been there since I came in 2016. There's her daughter. And we have John Bash. Tell them who you are.
I'm John Bash. I am proprietor of Hearing Solution Services. We are a hearing healthcare clinic. We know now that there's a definitive link between hearing loss and Alzheimer's and dementia. It's also known that patients or individuals who suffer from hearing loss, if they treat it, it's a modifiable risk factor to help reduce the risk of Alzheimer's and dementia. And as someone who lost a grandmother to Alzheimer's, it's very close to my heart.
Thank you, John. John's been a sponsor since before I came along. Another sponsor is sitting back there in the plaid shirt, and that's Randall Lynch. Thank you, Randall. And to do all those financial sponsors really help us. And I want to just say again, thank you all. This was wonderful, and we're going to go out and we're working. And this year, in the past, you've helped us. Remember during COVID, we walked from here at the courthouse. And so you all gave, so we were very grateful for that. Now we're back at Meadowbrook Mall this year on October 22. Sign up at 1 o'clock, step off at 2. And Mr. Hinkle, we'd love to see you there. We'll be down at the mall. So come and join us. And you don't have to raise money, just come and walk with us. Just show support. That'd be great. Again,
I'd like to
Mr.
say,
Treehouse, thank
the
you.
numbers that they gave were outstanding and they're frustrating. They're less than half people with this disease actually get a diagnosis. So if we say 39,000, it's hard to tell what the actual number is
That's true.
of people with dementia and Alzheimer's disease. And regarding CMS, some of you all may have seen the press earlier this week. A CMS approved, an FDA approved committee endorsed the efficacy of the newest therapy to be put up for FDA approval, the Quimby. And as soon as I learned their pharmaceutical name, they changed it to their market name, but that's the drug. It's another infusion therapy, and they've endorsed the efficacy of that. And that is the first step if it goes through the regular FDA approval to having this available. But he is correct. The drugs that are approved now are essentially unavailable to Appalachia because of the costs and the process put in place.
Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you.
And thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank
you all for-
Thanks, Susan.
Christina just brought those, yeah, those. And then our Alzheimer's support.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Can't recognize the name. Around me.
You did. Do it.
Now we will go back to 8:10. Motion to go into executive session for items 8 and 10. Any discussion?
Why? So to discuss for the reasons set forth on the notice.
Yes.
Okay,
As set forth on the agenda.
correct.
In the agenda item, do I need to read them?
No.
Thank you. Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye. None, motion carried. Okay, number 8 and 10. What is the pleasure?
Number 10, motion for staff and county attorney to get with Green River to execute payment as staff and attorney work out.
Okay. That sound good, Trey?
Yeah. Work with it.
I'm gonna try to repeat that. So as motion as Commissioner Hinkle stated, is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. So that takes care of 8 as well, right?
Staff.
Number 13.
The only thing I have is to remind everyone that next week we will not have a county commission meeting. Monday and Tuesday are holidays, so the courthouse and the courts will be closed due to Juneteenth and West Virginia Day. Our next county commission meeting will be on Wednesday, June 28th at 11 a.m. And this time of year, we're just trying to get those budget revisions in and trying to make sure everything's tied up for the whole end of the year. I'm sorry, say that again.
There will be another 9 a.m. We skipped the 11 a.m.
I will double check the calendar
Yeah.
and see what's posted.
Yeah, okay.
That it?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Treehouse? Commissioner Hinkle?
Can we get rid of some tabled items today? I'd like to make a motion to remove E1, E3, E4, E5. And T2.
That's all that's it.
Yes, ma'am.
Somebody refresh my memory on D3.
It was moving forward with the rail trail connector for the bridge.
And the motion's been made to take T 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 from the agenda. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. So make sure those are removed for the next meeting. Is there anything else?
I mean,
I have a concern. And it really hit home last week. I don't think we're following our purchasing policy. And I'm not saying that it hasn't been for quite some time. It's my understanding that anything over $15,000 needs to go out to, I believe it says competitive bid and advertise, unless it's on a state contract. Or if there's some emergency, I guess. I didn't see the requisition last week. I found out that there is no state bid. There has not been a state bid policy or state bid with West Virginia for vehicles since September of 2022. I don't know if somebody was led to believe that this was on a big state bid contract. I know there was a letter for an emergency. I don't understand that either. We have other vehicles, I believe, another truck that we bought in January, again. I think that was not done proper. I don't believe it went through the bid process, and I don't know if a state bid was insinuated then. If it was, shame on those that did it. Because there was no state bid in January. And there was a dually truck that we bought. Because when they bought a tractor, a trailer was not purchased, so we had to buy a trailer, and we didn't have any way to haul the trailer. So we bought a dually truck. Which all should have been done at one time. But my concern is, I think some employees are being led to believe, and it comes from one dealer. Not one dealership, I guess it's a Ford and a Chevy. And I'm concerned about that. And I just want to voice my concern, and I hope in the future we make sure we have all our ducks in a row. But I think we could have used a truck temporarily, or even had a dumpster put out there. Wherever they're going to pick up the garbage, is my understanding is why they think they need this truck. And I guess it's all good. Because Community Corrections is going to give the county commission a truck that had a bent frame on it. Years ago, that used the total truck, but I guess nowadays it doesn't take fixed. So I guess that makes it okay that the county commission is going to get a truck from Community Corrections. Please, in the future, let's make sure we're purchase policy on, I don't care what it is. Whether it's a truck, whether it's a pen, I don't care, paper. Appreciate it. And that's all I have to say. Anything else?
motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye.